Hello and welcome to Mythical Meeples. Today I'll be unboxing the Ravenstrike Battle Force, a battle force of Space Marines specifically designed for the Raven Guard. If you like my content, don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe. This helps me grow as a channel and be seen by more people. And if you want to support me in other ways, you can become a member of Mythical Meeples or a Patreon. There's links below for those where you'll gain access to extra content, sneak previews and behind the scenes. On with the unboxing. So inside the box we get 17 miniatures. So you can see here you get 10 Reivers, you get 3 Eliminators, 2 Invictor Tactical Warsuits, Ravenstrike, and a Librarian in phobos armor. Most of these miniatures can be used even if you're not a Raven Guard player. The only exception is Ravenstrike, but you could easily kit bash him or paint him in your own colour scheme should you wish to. You also get in the box a Raven Guard transfer sheet, so if you are a Raven Guard player, this is perfect for you. If you're not, this won't really be useful. So let's have a look at the sprues. So inside the box, as you can see, you've got your bases. So these are your 32mm for the Reivers. These are your 40mm round bases for Shrike, the Phobos Librarian, and the Eliminators. So straight on the top here, you can see the Eliminators, easily identifiable by their cloaks. The Phobos Librarian, again identified by the cloak and sword. This is Shrike. So you've got a scenic base, and you can see all these different bits here. You've got the pieces of the warsuits. So there's quite a few sprues for these guys. Obviously being the biggest models, you'd expect the most sprues. And then you get 2 sprues of parts for the Reivers. And 2, I think they're 60mm or possibly 80mm bases for the Invictor Warsuits. And we get a bunch of instruction booklets. So you've got the Reivers, Shrike, Warsuits, and the Eliminators. Doesn't seem to be one for the Librarian in here, so I'm hoping it's got stuck inside one of the other ones. And then you've also got your Raven Guard transfer sheet, so you get 2 of these in the box. So we're going to start by having a look at Shrike. Shrike looks fairly easy to build. It's about 24 pieces. So you start off by building the body and the legs, then attaching the arms. The backpack has a lot of different pieces, which is then the next section you build. And then you finish off by doing shoulder pads and the rest of the arms and details. So quite a simple build. The most complex bit is probably the backpack here, simply because of the amount of pieces that you've got to build it. And then you end up sticking him on the base like this. So it's quite a good centerpiece model, stands out from the rest of your Marines, and you will easily identify him on the battlefield. Let's look at the sprue. You can see how detailed it is. You've got the Aquila on the front here. You can make out all the cracks and bullets on the base here. It's again really detailed piece. You can make out all of the folds in the armour. Really cool looking model. Should be pretty easy to build, as we discussed. You can see straight away though there are really obvious mold lines on the model. So here you can make one out. You can make them out here as well. So this is probably going to require quite a bit of cleanup, unfortunately. But otherwise it's a really detailed model. Next up, we're going to look at the Phobos Librarian. So for this one, as we saw, I have no instruction booklet for it, but there's not many pieces to it. You've got, 10 pieces here. It should be fairly simple to put together, and if you Google it, you'll probably be able to find an instruction booklet online. So you can see all the folds in the cloak here, and the robes. It's a really detailed model. Really like it. I love the little extra bits on the force sword that they've got. Let's see if we can find some mould lines. So the mould lines are much fainter on the Librarian than they are on Shrike. You can just about make them out on the backpack there. But elsewhere on the model, they're really not very noticeable. Just looking at it from different angles, you can't really make them out on the legs. So this should be really easy to build, really easy to clean up as well. So we're looking at the Eliminators now. You can see the Sergeant here. You've got a few different options for how to build it. So you've got 4 different options. I think there are 3 different gun options for the Sergeant. You've got sort of sniper, the las fusel, and then this sort of bolt gun. So it looks fairly easy to build to start with. So you can see here, you build up the body, which is 4 parts, and then you go, depending which variant you want, you've got a head, your arms are in different segments, and then your weapons. But there's still not that many pieces, probably about 8 to 10 per model. And again, for C, you're looking at sort of 4 main parts and 5 other parts. And likewise for variant D and E. And then F is just the final pieces, which is building up the details on the base. Next up, you've got another Eliminator. So again, the base of the model is very easy to build. The torso and the body, main part of the body, comes in 3 parts. And then you're looking at 3 variants. So you've got the sniper rifle, las fusel, and then this variant holding a pistol. So you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces for this model, and the next one for the base. And again, the others are roughly 5 pieces on each model as well before building up the base. The final Eliminator, again, you've got 2 different poses and 2 gun options. So the main part of the model looks like this and is 5 pieces, and then you're just doing the head and the arms for the different poses. So it looks fairly easy to build up. Again, you've just got the little extra details at the end there for the base. So here's a look at the sprue. It's pretty obvious to work out which model's which. You can see this one's probably 1, 2, and 3, or the other way around. And you can just make out all of the details as well. You've got all the sort of folds in the robes. You've got different head options. So you've got a lot of variety with these models. There's a lot more cloth on these than there is on some of the other Space Marine units, so it does give you options for painting as well, which is really nice. And let's have a look. Oh, you can see the mould lines sort of straight away. Just looking at the leg there, you can really make them out. Again, on the gun. So these should be fairly easy to build, but you're probably going to be spending a lot of time cleaning up, unfortunately. Next up is the Primaris Reivers. So we've got a few different options for each one by the looks of it. So looking at the Sergeant, you've got a few different options for the Sergeant. So you can do sword and a pistol, holding guns in various positions. And then you've got your backpack, and you've got different head options that you can put on them as well. So these look a bit more complicated, or about the same level of difficulty as the Eliminators. You've got to attach your torsos together, then your legs, then the arms, then the backpack, which is a few different pieces, shoulder pads and the heads. And then you've got some accessories should you wish to put them on as well. Following this, you've got the rest of the Reivers, and there's 2 of each model in the box. So again, you're following the base principle of torso, then legs, then arms, and you repeat this process for each of the Marines. Then afterwards, you do the backpacks, which you can see here. Then you do the heads, and then you've got some accessories as well. So you get 2 sprues of Reivers in the box. Both of the sprues are identical, so we're just going to look at the one sprue. You can see here all of the different pieces, which are really obvious. You've got torsos, legs, shoulder pads, backpacks, heads over here, and then all of your different arm options over this side. Let's have a look at them in a bit more detail. So you can make out all of the sort of armor panels and folds in the ribbing behind the legs. Really detailed. And again, let's look for the mold lines, which look to be on a similar level to the Eliminators, so you can make them out here. So they should be easy to build again, but unfortunately looks like there might be a bit of cleanup. But again, Shrike does look the worst for mold lines. So we're looking at the Invictor Warsuit now, and this is definitely the most complicated model in the kit. You've got 3 sprues just for this one model, and you can see just building up the seat takes quite a lot of steps here. It looks very straightforward to do. So you're sort of building up the middle and then working outwards, but it's just going to be quite time consuming to do so. And yeah, you build up the canopy as you go, then attach the weapons onto the side, and then you keep building up more of the canopy, more weapons, and then you build up the pilot and put them in. You might find this a bit easier to leave out for painting purposes and then stick him in at a later date. Then you just build up the canopy, and then you're looking at the arms and the different weapons that you can build. So you've got a choice for flamer or autogun, I think, some sort. And yeah, you're looking at still focusing on the arms before moving on to the legs. You've got a couple different leg options by the looks of it. So you can either have the left leg forward or the right leg forward. You've also got different weapon options for the right and the left hand, so heavy bolter or the fist. So you can see here you're building up the legs, and then you start with the sort of core of the legs and then move on to the armor plating. Then you've got the weapons here as well. And you can see here there's a guide on how to put the transfers on as well, and how to paint them. And then here you've got the other way of building the leg. That's my train of thought there. So again, it's the same principle, but you're building the core of the body, and then building the armor plates, and then the feet at the bottom there. And then you've got some accessories that you can add on as well. It's got multiple sprues for this, so we're going to look at this. Sort of has the bigger pieces first, and then smaller pieces afterwards. so you can easily identify what's what. Got the main part of the canopy here. So this looks like it builds up the core section of the body, sort of torso, and you can see sort of the little aerials and bits up here. See if we can identify some mould lines. So you can just about make them out if you look here, but the mould lines on this kit are really, really faint. So there's a lot of disparity in the cleanup time of these models. The tactical warsuits looks like they'll be easy to clean up, but take longer to build, whereas some of the smaller models look like they'll be easier to build, but harder to clean up. Then you've got the other sprues of the warsuit. So these have more of the sort of fiddly bits. So like you've got the smaller pieces like the guns here and here. Armour pieces, legs. Got the canopy, the Space Marine that rides in this warsuit. And again, let's have a look for mould lines, but again, you can just about make them out on the Space Marine here. Just on his legs is the best place to look. But again, these are really, really faint and they should be fairly easy to clean up. And that's it for the Ravenstrike Battle Force. I hope you liked this video. Again, if you do, please like, comment, subscribe. This helps me grow the channel and be seen by more people. If you want to support me in other ways, you can become a member of Mythical Meeples or support me on Patreon. Again, there'll be links below for those. Or alternatively, if you want to get your games, you're in the UK or the EU and want to get your Games Workshop products at a discounted price, there's a link to Element Games in the description below. If you click on that, I'll get a 5% kickback for every purchase you make through that link, and you'll get money off every purchase you make at Element Games. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.